Today I'm going to show you how I tightened up the shower faucet. It was really loose, and 2 things I would do differently if I had this project to do over again. All right, working on a project today. This shower here has a faucet that is loose, so however it's mounted in the wall here is not secure enough, or it's worked its way loose. And that's partially because a lot of times these metal diverter valves here get kind of corroded from the calcium and stuff in the water and get hard to move, so people jerk on it without supporting the faucet, and so this one is getting pretty loose. So rather than tear this shower surround off and then maybe tear the drywall behind it and have a problem getting it resecured, there's a closet behind this wall, so I'm going to try to access it from the back and get it secured back in place. So here's the closet, and this is the wall that's right behind that faucet. I'm thinking if I can just cut a square out here in the drywall and then remove that piece, and then when I'm done repairing it, just put some trim back over it and kind of make this like an access to the back of that faucet for any other future repairs. Looks like a mouse was making its way in and out of here at one point. So the first thing I gotta do is try to figure out some kind of a distance here over to that faucet area. So it looks like we're about 22.5 inches over, and from the floor about 24 inches from the floor. So this is going to be kind of an estimate here. From that door frame over, our wall thickness is 4.5, from the frame over 9 inches, so we got 13.5 inches. So 22.5 minus 13.5, about 9 inches over here, 24 up. So right in there is where the top of that faucet is. Let's see, and the faucet is under the valve. Let's check the valve height. Valve height is 31, so we're right in here. So that's kind of our target area. So if we're gonna cut a square out here, we're gonna want to go a ways below and a ways above it. So we're gonna be cutting a square out about right in here. I've already checked for studs in this area and I cannot find any. So either they don't have any studs in this area or they're just not showing up. So I'm gonna just draw me a line, and then we're going to start cutting. Hopefully we hit a stud at some point, because what I'd like to do is split a stud up and down so that our piece will fit nice back in there and attach to something. Then I only want to go over as far as I need to go, so this will be a little bit of an exploration here. If our faucet's up there, I'm going to be above it. Get one on the bottom here. So I don't want to go too deep here because there could be water lines back here, so I'm keeping it pretty shallow. There's a stud there, so okay. Now I'm just using this thin blade of this hacksaw to make sure I know where the stud is. So right there's the stud, so we're far enough on that direction. Let's check down here. Right there's a stud there. Stud there, stud there. Mark those. If I cut about half the distance there, we should be able to attach it to the stud. Then we'll get something to push this out 3/4 of an inch there. All right, got a piece of trim here that's 3/4 of an inch thick, so we can mark a line here and do the same on this side. So now we just got to cut this side out. I can take a utility knife and finish that up if the paper's still stuck. I'm just gonna label that to top so I know this was in there. We're just gonna try to get our blade in here and cut any remaining paper. Still tight. Still got some paper stuck here somewhere. There we go. And there is the story. This, actually it's down here, is where that faucet hooks on. And of course it's on the other side of that stud. You gotta figure out why it's loose. You can see something is not tight down there. So the one side of this is still somewhat tight, might be working itself loose. Don't want to drop this mirror. This side has backed out, so now it's letting it flop around. It's got a drywall screw. So somehow we have to get in here and tighten those up. So one thing we could do is cut that down deeper so we could get in behind there very easy with a driver or a right angle screwdriver or something like that. I would rather not cut that down though if I can get by with it. So I'm very happy with this. This looks pretty decent, the job they did on the water lines and stuff when they put this in. So I like that. This doesn't give you a lot of flexibility to move anything around. So like I couldn't take this board loose and flex it out because that's not going to give me much leeway. So I would say the best thing I can do is maybe get a ratchet with a driver on the end of it and just get in there and tighten that up. Okay, so I got the Phillips driver, I think it's a 1/4 inch socket, and my 1/4 inch driver, and we're gonna try to hopefully sneak in here if we have enough room. And I'm gonna pretty much have to do this by feel because I can't see. Oh, and there's not enough room. So this is too thick. So I'm even gonna have to figure out something shorter. Thankfully I had a ratcheting end wrench or box wrench, so I'm gonna use that and try to sneak it in there without dropping my bit, because that would be bad. So I just gotta sneak it in behind here, hold it in place, and try to get it to spin. I think I'm actually on it. The challenge is going to be getting it tight enough, because now I think I'm down against the head of the screw, and now it's backing out of the Phillips head. I'm going back to the bigger bit to see if I can get better grip. Nope, that didn't help. I definitely sturdied it up. Okay, I'm gonna just try to tighten this side up a little bit too. Let's go see if we did any good. Oh yeah, that's much better. Yeah, the reason I wanted to get this tightened up was because the more this wiggles around, the better chance we have of getting a water leak and then getting water back here and ruining drywall and flooring and whatever else. So I'm pretty happy with that. It definitely has snugged it up really well. I might try to get in here one more time and see if I can use a tool to shove this against that head of that screw to tighten it up a little bit more. This is where I get in trouble probably, but I'm thinking if I can get on the screw again and maybe use a crowbar to get behind it and put some pressure against it so I can turn it a little bit more. It'd just be longer before I have to come in here and do this again. I think I got a little tighter. All right, I'm just gonna cut a piece of wood to go in here so we can screw to that and put that piece of drywall back in and hopefully cut up some trim to make it look a little prettier. It's in a closet, so it doesn't matter. This just saved us from having to tear that shower surround off, which could have been a lot more of a mess. I had a piece of material for making stakes, like the stakes that you drive in the ground. I think it'll work just fine. We're gonna pre-drill some holes for our screws. Pre-drilling holes always helps prevent splitting, and we don't want it splitting on a small piece like this. Okay, now we're gonna put this piece in here, and we gotta make sure it's flush with the other one. So we're gonna bring it up above that water line because it's gotta have some room in there. I don't know how many times I've said this, but this thing here is a lifesaver. There, now it gives us something to screw to on this side, and this is already here on this side, so now we should be able just to put this right back in here. And this is just to cover it up. It's not to look pretty. And we're not gonna mud this or anything. We're just putting it back in place so it's covered up. Oh shoot, I forgot, that's not where the board is on this side. And this 2x4 must not be even because it pulled that in quite a bit, but not a big deal. Okay, now that's back in. Now we just gotta get some trim so we can make this look halfway decent. I'm going to use some screws to keep this trim on so you can take it off easily, because it's not going to be anywhere that people are seeing it. So I just got to make sure that I miss the screws that I already have in there. So somewhere in here, I'm just marking them right now. Somewhere in there, somewhere in there. I got this chamfer drill bit here. Okay, where are we gonna put these? Okay, one side done. Same thing on this side. I think we're gonna go ahead and cut the other ones. That way we can kind of adjust this side up and down to make sure it's nice and square. So this piece across here, 23 5/8. I missed it on this end. So that just covers that up. Now if we ever need to get in there again, we can just unscrew this, unscrew that drywall, and get right in there. So we're gonna get this mess cleaned up and button this up. Like I said, this is in a closet, so I'm not even gonna caulk this and make this look pretty because it is an access hole and we wanna be able to get to it next time. All right, 2 things I know for sure I'll do differently the next time I do a job like this. I'm probably gonna cut a bigger hole because if I would've had this going all the way down here, I would have been able to get a tool up in there a lot easier from the bottom and tighten that up a lot quicker. And the other thing I would do differently is make sure I have plenty of stud all the way down here. I knew I had a stud up in this area, so I didn't scab one on down here to the other stud, and so I ended up, I actually had to angle that screw to make it catch. So those are 2 things I will do different next time. Other than that, this is just a utility door basically to work on the shower from the back, so I don't have to remove this round. So hope you guys got something out of this video today, and we'll see you in the next one.